To introduce myself, I am Vasiliki Zochiou, and I am the research analyst for the Adaptive Cell Therapy database at Beacon Targeted Therapies. So my presentation had the purpose of giving a landscape review of the CAR-TCR space and some insights into emerging trends that are driving the field. So in a few words, using data from Beacon, I firstly illustrated the growth seen in the CAR-T and TCR trials space over the past 5 years, and how the COVID pandemic impacted this growth. There was an impressive 38% compound annual growth rate in the number of CAR-T and TCR trials over the past 5 years. The impact of COVID pandemic on the number of trials is that we saw the growth rate significantly slowing over the past year. So from around 15%, over 50%, it went down to 2% growth rate. But we saw again an increase compared to last year, and I think the field remains on track for further growth in the future. And one more area of interest when you think about the current landscape are the targets that are being pursued in hematological malignancies and solid tumors. So I demonstrated the target distribution for CAR-T and TCR preclinical and clinical therapies, and also looked into how the target distribution syndrome has changed over the past year, especially in the solid tumors landscape. As always, Beacon's presentation also covered the key highlights of the year and the key players of the year, looking also into the movement of corporation companies in the preclinical and clinical development. Finally, I closed the presentation highlighting two major trends we are currently seeing in the field, which are allogeneic approaches and next generation CAR therapies. I presented data demonstrating the massive shift that the allogeneic approach, that the space has taken towards the allogeneic approach during the last year. For example, looking at the number of allogeneic adaptive cell therapies that are currently filling the preclinical pipelines, and in the growth in the number of allogeneic cell therapies that entered the clinic between the last 2 years. And lastly, I touched upon some approaches that we are seeing in the development of next generation CAR therapies, either from a perspective, from the perspective of the CAR construct design, or armoring of CARs using a plethora of strategies, or from a manufacturing technology perspective, like the novel gene editing technologies and gene delivery systems that are currently being explored in the space.